Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Stock Market Investment Masterclass. My name is Lucky Johnson, and I am privileged to be your host tonight in this amazing value-packed masterclass. All right, so go ahead. If you are just joining us, kindly drop a comment in the chat box below. Drop a comment. Let's know your name and the location where you are streaming from. All right, so go ahead. Drop a comment in the chat box below. There are people joining us literally from all over Nigeria, across Nigeria, okay? And I also noticed that we have some persons who joined the WhatsApp platform from outside of Nigeria. So let's go ahead. As you can see, we have a lot of people in all of our 24 WhatsApp platform. Take a look at this right here. We currently have about 24 WhatsApp platforms, and people are joining us from all over our training platforms on WhatsApp. So I'm just going to get your feedback shortly. So go ahead. All right, so we have Emmanuel from Enugu. Great. Go ahead. Drop more comments. Precious from Benin City. You are highly welcome. Bridget streaming from Anambra, Nigeria. Great. And then we have Benedict 18 Edwards from Festac Town, Lagos. Moturayo Aduni Adedeji from Lagos. So a lot of people are joining us literally from all over. So go ahead. Once I see your comment, to acknowledge you, I'm going to react. I'll give you a heart. Okay? So go ahead. Drop your comment in the chat box. Let's know your name and the location where you are streaming from. All right. So honestly, I want to appreciate you for showing up on this masterclass this evening. It's a sign of your commitment to your personal development, and it's also a sign of your commitment to your financial progress. So I want to commend you already, before we delve into the discussion for tonight. And as you can see, we've had series of masterclasses here live on YouTube. And as you can see, some of our previous sessions we've had here on my screen right here, a month ago, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, and people have testified literally from all of our live sessions. And I truly believe that your case is not going to be different, all right, in this session tonight. So let's delve in very quickly. So before we go in, I've been doing this for quite some time now, all right? I've been doing this for quite some time, and by the grace of God, we've made progress. We've raised people who have also gone ahead to also make financial progress on their own investment journey. Here is a brief highlight of my Nigerian stock market portfolio, all right? Because tonight we are going to be covering what it takes to start investing in the stocks of Nigerian and US companies, all right? So just a brief highlight, 2 stocks from my Nigerian portfolio: Veritas Capital Assurance PLC. This is an insurance company, and this insurance company was able to deliver for me and my students over 62% profit within 3 weeks. Just 3 weeks, over 62% profit. Then Owando PLC was able to deliver over 350% profit for us within 2 months. It was actually less than 2 months, okay? Now, the truth is that the level of performance of companies in the stock market is not the same. It's not the same at all, all right? So while some companies may perform more than others, then we also have companies that, they do average performance, like you can see from Veritas Capital Assurance. Then a brief highlight from my US portfolio. Here we have a stock on the left extreme, NVIDIA. It was able to deliver 21.88% profit in 4 weeks. So do you see that they differ? I'm not trying to say that Nigerian stock market is better than US stock market, but you see a stock delivering over 60% profit in 1 month in the Nigerian stock market, and then another one is delivering 21.88% within the same period of 1 month, okay? But then let's move to the one at the middle, 18.67% profit, still within 4 weeks, 1 month. So the performance, they differ. And then you can see this one on the right extreme. It delivered 235.19% profit for me within 1 month and 2 weeks. 1 month and 2 weeks. So you see that the performances, they differ. Now, the truth is that if you look at the ones that delivered around 21 to like 18%, you notice that my total holding on Nvidia, the one on the left extreme, is $405. Then the one at the middle, my total holding there is $1,071 on this particular one. Now, why do I have to do it like that? These stocks are less volatile. They don't lose so much and they don't gain so much. That's why you see that it only delivered 18.67%. It's the reason why I had the courage to put in, something close to about $700, $800, $900. And my total profit on this is $168.64. Then if you look at the one having 235% profit, I only have a total of $33 there. The reason is because this one is very volatile. Okay, yes, you are going to be learning all these things in the course of the mentorship and everything on this platform. So quickly, I have two objectives on this masterclass tonight. The first is to help you understand how the stocks and shares investment industry works. Okay, I'm going to explain how the stock market operates, how you can delve in, how people make money from the stock market, and how you too can leverage it. Okay, and that is my second objective, to help you start your stocks and shares investment journey to wealth creation. So the first, I will explain how everything works for you. Then next, I will now show you how you too can also start making money from the stock market. No matter how much you earn, it doesn't matter whether you are a salary earner, a business owner, or whatsoever. You can leverage the stock market to make a lot of money, as you have seen from my highlights. But then I quickly need to put this disclaimer. You will need to take a very important action at the end of this training to start investing in highly profitable shares with 50% profit and above. Okay, but this part of this training is not going to be free. It's not free. Now, this is what I mean. There are two parts to this training. The first part, I'm going to show you everything, how the stock market works, how people make money, how to create your stock market investment account, and everything like that. Then by the time you are going to delve in to start investing in the stock market, then you will need to take this very important action. All right. Now, do you agree with me that if I'm able to deliver maximum value to you in this masterclass, then you'll be ready to take the action to start investing in the stock market? If you are in agreement with me, I want you to type deal in the comment section below. Go ahead. Type deal. D-E-A-L. Go ahead. Type deal in the comment section below. I'm reading your comments from my end here. Great. So let's get going, since we are already on the same page. Now, I've been doing this for quite some time. By the grace of God, I've had both online trainings and then physical trainings. Yes, just a brief highlight of my physical training sessions over the years. All right. You can find the one at the top right there, where I'm holding something like a little booklet. That was where we had a training at Dominion Castle. All right, I think that should be Peter Odili Way in Rivers State, Port Harcourt, to be precise. Yes. And then I've also had a training in Benin City. We had another training at Asaba. All right. And then there was another one we had at Ondo State. So the training has been on and on, but then we give people more opportunity to join us when we meet online like this. And this is your privilege to get this amazing value-packed masterclass tonight. Now, it was not always like this. From the portfolio that I showed you, some of my stocks ranging between, say, $500 over $1,000, and then the other Nigerian stock market portfolio. As of 2019, I actually got a job to work with an NGO, okay, after I graduated shortly in 2018. And the good thing was that I got a job almost immediately after graduation. While my friends, colleagues, classmates, they were going for youth service, I got a job. And when I got that job, by the grace of God, my salary was 50,000 naira as of 2019. Well, to some persons, 50,000 naira is small. For others at that time, just for a fresh graduate, is something relatively fair. It doesn't matter how you see it, but the truth is that before the end of the month, my salary was already exhausted. 50,000 naira gone. Why? I had family members who were depending on me. And personally, to also meet my own personal needs, it wasn't very easy. Did I even forget to say that I wasn't married at the time? Just graduated, still a single. Yet, 50K was not enough for me per month. In other words, I will have family members make requests so I get to assist them financially. The good thing was that at the time, I was smart enough to just take out my transportation fare to keep it somewhere. Otherwise, honestly speaking, there were days I had to trek halfway the journey to work and from work, and then so that the money left for me would be enough to take me through to transport for that entire month. Fast forward to the end of 2019, I had to quit that job because I needed to go back to youth service, just clear off everything that has to do with, my first degree, so that I can now focus on maybe starting a business or getting a better job and all of that. And I was lucky to serve at Ibadan, Oyo State, okay? I served at the Poly Ibadan right there. And there was this fateful day, I had the opportunity to join some of the other core members, youth corpers, in a meeting with my boss at the office, and he began to unveil to us the opportunity in the stock market. In fact, he was an elderly man. He was already, investing in the stock market for more than 2 decades, more than 20 years. And he began to show us how that, the stock market, there's opportunity and it's very good and all of that. I now remembered the lesson from a book that I read, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have you read that book before? If you read that book before, I want you to type it in the comment section below. Type it, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you read it before. I remember the lesson from that book, and that is what I want to quickly share with you from this particular page right now. Lesson 1 from Rich Dad, Poor Dad says, the rich don't work for money. The rich don't work for money. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. So when this man shared that opportunity with us that day, I went back and I began to brainstorm over it. He just told us how that we can actually start investing in the stock market, and although it didn't show us how to and all of that, I had to take that upon myself, get proper guidance, mentorship, and all of that. Then I realized that many people are making a grave mistake. And what is that mistake? You think because you have a job and you keep earning salary, one day you are going to become wealthy. It doesn't happen that way. No, it doesn't happen that way. The way you are going to become wealthy is by acquiring assets that produce cash flow. That's the way you are going to become wealthy. In other words, while you are working on your job and you are earning your salary, your money is somewhere working for you and also making more money for you. That's how you are going to become wealthy. So instead of just working for a paycheck, rich people find ways to make their money work for them. So they invest in things like real estate, they invest in stocks, they invest in businesses that bring in money without them having to be there all the time. So do you understand when I say that the rich don't work for money? It is only the poor that they have to work before they make money. And then the middle class have to work before they make money. But the rich, whether they have a job or they have a business, it's not only the job or the business that brings money. They have money somewhere, especially in the stock market, working for them and bringing more money to them. Could this be the missing link in your financial life right now that is responsible for the struggles you have been experiencing? Because you rely on your job alone. You rely on your business alone. You don't have money somewhere working for you, bringing more money in addition to what you currently earn on your job or your business. And that's why I love this powerful quote from Warren Buffett. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Very simple. In other words, if you are a salary earner and you have to wait until the end of the month before you are paid salary, it simply means the day you stop working, then your salary ceases. That's what it means. It simply means you have to go out, work before you are paid salary. I know some of us may want to say, what about government workers that have pension at the end of the day? The question is, how much is the pension at the end of the day? How many pensioners have you seen that are living the kind of life that they desired? So you cannot live your life, your destiny in the hand of a government that does not care so much about our citizens. Okay? So you need to take your destiny in your hands to create a system whereby even if you resign from your job in the next, say, 5 years or 10 years, you won't beg, because you have created a system where your money is working for you and making more money for you. So whether you work or not, you keep making money. So I love this powerful quote from Warren Buffett. You know what? The major problem of the average individual is that they know what they want. They know what they desire, but they do not know how to get it. In this case, many people want to be rich. Many people want to be wealthy, but they don't know how to be rich or wealthy. A lot of people think by just having a job and, keep earning salary. It doesn't matter how much you earn as salary. I can guarantee you, if you do not understand how wealth is created, you are going to struggle financially. So unfortunately, some people think just having a job or a business and receiving a monthly salary or regular profit will make them rich. Others think just saving a portion of the money they earn will automatically make them rich. You see that now? So there are people saving certain amount of money in their bank account and they are hoping that one day they are going to be rich. Well, sadly, you may never be rich or wealthy with any of these approaches in your lifetime. Now, you may ask me why. The simple reason is because you have a limited time to accumulate the riches or to achieve the wealth. You have a limited time. It simply means that you can only work how many hours a day and how many days a month. You have only limited time to work. So let's take this practical example. If you earn 100,000 naira every month and you decide to save 10%, which is 10,000 naira of that amount every month, it will take you 1 year to accumulate 120,000 naira. Okay? And then it will take you 8 years and 4 months to accumulate 1 million naira. And can you imagine that? See, even if you decide to increase it to 20% per month, okay, saving 20% per month, it will take you 1 year to accumulate 240,000 naira, and then 4 years and 2 months to accumulate 1 million naira. So my question for you now is this: do you earn up to 100,000 naira per month on your current job or your business? And then can you conveniently save 100,000 naira or 20,000 naira every month for the next 4 years or the next 8 years without missing 1 month or 2 months? Now, even if your answer is a bold yes, my follow-up question for you is this: is it fair for you to labor a whole 4 years plus or 8 years plus just to accumulate only 1 million naira? Only 1 million naira. You labor. Honestly, I don't think that's fair enough. And the truth is that how many persons can even be comfortable and then they'll be able to be consistent saving every month? Plus the banks will not take charges and all of that. So you see what we're talking about? But the good news is that there is a better way to accumulate whatsoever amount of money that you desire. 1 million, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, and so on, without passing through that degree of stress and pain. It is simply through investment. In this case, investment in stocks and shares. Investment in stocks and shares. You saw Veritas Capital Assurance delivering over 60% profit for me within a month. And then Oando delivering over 350% profit within 2 months. How would I have been able to gather that amount of money if I depended on my salary from my job alone? So, welcome. This opportunity, I truly believe, is going to be a game changer for you. All right? Now, I want to quickly put this straight. Who is this training for? Because now that you have seen the testimonies I'm going to share more testimonies from my students. It's not just about me alone, okay? More testimonies. But I know you may be thinking, wow, I can't wait to start. I've seen people exercise that kind of anxiety. What is it called now? That kind of joy and all of that expectations. But listen to me, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I need to put that, in perspective. This training is for you if you are a salary earner or an employee and your salary is not enough at the end of the month. Okay, this training is for you if you are a business owner or a trader, an entrepreneur, and then the money you make from your business is quite okay, but you want to scale, you want to make more money. And of course, this training is for you if you are a clergyman or woman, you are a pastor, you are an apostle, an evangelist. Listen, you cannot depend on offering and tithe to become rich. Honestly speaking, I'm a Christian. This offering, tithes, and all of that are meant for the development of the church and not to enrich a man of God. So if you are going to be successful financially as a man of God, you need to take your financial destiny in your hands and not depend on your members. No, it doesn't work that way. All right. So as a man of God, you can, while you run your business, or probably you are a salary earner on your job, you can have an investment where you put your money and your money is working for you and you become successful financially with dignity. All right. And then, of course, if you are a student or an apprentice and you want a wealth creation platform that can help you become financially free over a period of time, this training is for you. All right, so let's go ahead. This is the heart of our discussion tonight. So, are you still with me? If you are still with me, I want you to type following in the comment section below. Go ahead. Type following in the comment section below, because we're about to delve into the heart of the discussion, the main focus of the discussion. All right, great. So what are shares? That's the first thing I want us to look at. I don't want to assume that you probably have heard about shares or somebody has told you before or you are no. Let us start at the same level. What are shares? Now, sometimes we use the word stocks interchangeably, whether you are saying shares or stocks, it doesn't matter. Shares are units of equity ownership in a corporation. Now, this one is grammar, right? I don't want to confuse you whatsoever. Let me break it down to the barest minimum in a way that every one of us can understand. Okay? In the simplest term, shares refer to a portion of ownership that you have in a company. A portion of ownership that you have in a company. In other words, if you buy the shares of a company like GT Bank, automatically you have become one of the owners of GT Bank. It's as simple as that. Okay? It doesn't matter whether it's only 10 units of shares that you bought, or 1,000 units, or 100,000 units. You are already a part owner of that company. Okay? Now that means anytime the company makes profit, you have a share in that profit, no matter how small or how big. This is what we call dividend. I believe probably you have heard about dividend before. Dividend is a portion of the company's profit that is paid to its shareholders, people like you and I who have shares in those companies. And dividend is paid directly to your bank account, all right? Apart from the growth that your money will experience. I will explain all of these things later on as we progress. Now, you can buy the shares of different companies from as low as 50 kobo per unit to as high as 1,000 naira per unit. You know what that means? In other words, even if it's just 1K that you have, 1,000 naira, you can buy shares from the stock market. Because there are companies that sell their shares for as low as 50 kobo per unit. All right? And then there are others that sell for like 50 naira, 100 naira, 10 naira, 1,000 naira, as the case may be. So with as low as 1,000 naira, you can actually start investing in the stock market. Yes, very true. Okay? Now, these are various companies in the Nigerian stock market that you can invest in. And there are many other companies also in the US stock market, over 4,000 of them, that you can also invest in. And did I forget to mention that you can also invest in the US stock market with as low as $1. $1 today is somewhere around 1,500 thereabout, right? Yes, with as low as $1, you can invest in the US stock market from wherever you are in the world. So question, how does the stock market work? Because you may be asking now, how do I make money from the stock market investment? There are two major ways to make money from the stock market, all right? The first way is called capital gains, all right? And the second way is through dividends, okay? Capital gain and dividend, all right? So follow me as I explain each of them. Number one, capital gain. Now, when you buy the shares of a company, let's say you buy it at a specific price. For instance, let's say you buy it at 10 naira. The price will not remain at 10 naira by tomorrow or by next week. It will move. This is what we call capital gain. So capital gain is simply when the price of the shares of a company goes up. That's capital gains. All right. Now, for example, if you buy the shares of GT Bank, let's say you buy 1,000 units of GT Bank shares at 94 naira per unit. As at the time I was putting the slides together, GT Bank was selling at 94 naira per unit at that time. Now, it will cost you 94,000 naira, which is 1,000 units times 94 naira. That's 94,000 naira. Then if the stock gains 10% in a day, only 10% in a day, and the price goes up from 94 naira to 103 naira 4 kobo or 40 kobo, all right, per unit by tomorrow, you will have 103,400 naira in your portfolio balance. You see that now? Only 10%. So the price will change from 94 naira and move to 103.4 naira. So this is what we call capital gains. In other words, you have just made a profit of 9,400 naira in less than 24 hours in one day without doing anything, just because you bought the shares of GT Bank. It's as simple as that. In fact, let me log into my investment wallet right now and show you something. Let me show you something. I just hope you are able to see it. All right. Let me open this particular company so you can take a look at it. Take a look at this company right here. Take a look at this company right here. So this is Ikeja Hotel. Ikeja Hotel. As of today, all right? As of today, Ikeja Hotel has gained 10%. Can you see it? Ikeja Hotel has gained 10%. Let me show you my holdings on Ikeja Hotel. All right? Within just a few days, then we'll continue with our session. Let me quickly show you my holdings. I currently have 25,000 units of shares in Ikeja Hotel. 25,000 units. Take a look at it. Can you see it right there? As of today, I've gained 35.03%. Can you see it? 35.03%. Let me just scroll down. You see where we have total gain 178,340. 178,340. Can you see it right there? Yes. Just within a period of less than a month. Less than a month. 35%. So this is what I mean by capital gain. All right. When the value or the price of the shares increases, sometimes like you saw from Ikeja Hotel, you can get 10% profit in one day. Now, you know what that means? If you buy the shares of a company, let's say with 100,000 and it grows by 10%, you have just made 10K in a day without lifting a finger. Now, let's assume that by tomorrow, that company gains another 10%. You have just made 20K without doing anything. Now, please, let me put a disclaimer. This does not happen to all the companies in the stock market. No, I'll be lying if I tell you it happens to all the shares in the stock market. And of course, let me also be very fair with you that there are times whereby the value or the price of the shares can also go down. Okay? Like that. That's why you need to be very careful with the companies that you buy their shares. There are specific ways that we identify companies that by the grace of God, over a period of time, they will keep rising. And it takes strategy to be able to identify those kind of companies like Ikeja Hotel that I just showed you just now. So this is what capital gain is. The second way to make money from the stock market is through dividend. Okay? Through dividend payment. All right? Now, dividend is simply a portion of the company's profit that is paid to you as a shareholder at the end of a period. It can be quarterly, it can be biannually, which is 6 months, every 6 months. Then it can be annually, once in a year, depending on the company. However, not all companies pay dividends. You need to understand that. Part of the things I'm going to do for you is I'm going to list out at least 10 to 20 companies that pay dividends that you can buy, and by the grace of God, apart from your capital gains that you are going to be earning as the price or the value of the company's stock keeps increasing. Capital gain is separate. Yes, is another way you make you so you can make money through these two ways. Except you buy a particular company stock that does not pay dividends. All stocks have capital gains, but not all stocks pay dividends. All right? You need to understand that. Now, let's take an example. If you have 1,000 units of GT Bank shares and it is time for the company to pay dividends to its shareholders. If the company decides to pay 10 naira as dividend for the period, sometimes let's say for 6 months or for a whole year, you will receive a total of 10,000 naira as your dividend. That is 1,000 units times 10 naira per unit, besides the capital gains that you will earn from being a shareholder in GT Bank. It's as simple as that. And like I said before, dividend is paid directly to your bank account. You can withdraw it straight, do whatever you want to do with it. But to create wealth, I always advise my students, take your dividends and use it to buy more shares over a period of time. Before you know it, you are a millionaire. And by the way, let me even go faster than myself. The first assignment that I give to the members of my investors community is the 1 million naira target. It doesn't matter how much you currently earn. What I do is I challenge you. I'll keep recommending stocks. Okay, buy this, buy this, buy this. And over a period of time, I'll keep challenging you, stretching you until you eventually become a millionaire. That's the first goal in our platforms. And many people have since crossed this milestone. I'll show you some of their testimonies as we progress. So the question now is, how do I invest in the stock market? You may be asking how to invest in the stock market. If you are still with me, I want you to type value in the comment section below. Have you been learning something so far from this discussion? Yes, go ahead, type value in the comment section below. Right, I want us to close on time. I don't want to take more time than necessary. So how do you invest in the stock market? Number one, create a stock market investment account with a stock brokerage firm. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay, the app I just showed you is owned by a stock brokerage organization. It's in the olden days that people will need a physical broker, a person to help them buy shares from the stock market. No, this time around, with your smartphone, you can use the application of reputable stock brokerage firms to buy shares. Not all apps are reliable. Otherwise, you may likely lose your money. There are some that are recognized and approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission. All right, so you will need to get one of them. I'm going to recommend to you eventually, all right, one or two. Then you create an account with them. Number two, complete all the necessary documentations with your stockbroker. Some of them will need you to give them your BVN because they will need to link it to your bank account. You are investing in a legitimate platform like a regular bank account, so your money needs to be secure. All right, that's why you need to be careful the platform you use, because you'll be using your personal information. Some of them may need you to submit your utility bill, NEPA bill, but the thing is that I have brokers that don't need your utility bill, just your BVN. You upload your BVN, of course, and then you fill in your account details so that your money can be processed whenever you sell your shares and all of that. Basically, the things you need are not really much. There are things I believe you already have. Once your account is approved, your account must be approved, okay? That is when you get a number, your CSCS number and your CHN number. They are like your bank account number that you use to buy shares and then also manage your portfolio in the stock market. The next thing, you need to deposit money from your bank account into your stocks and shares investment account. It's very simple. You can literally do a transfer from your bank app to your investment account straight, and you see the money immediately. Next, once you have money in your account already, what do? Search for companies with profitable shares to buy. But I need to put a disclaimer. Listen, I said profitable shares. The fact that a company is popular, MTN, Airtel, listen, it's not a guarantee that you are going to make profit. Even if you do make profit, some of them may not make more than, say, 8% in a whole year. So you will need to be very careful to identify the companies that by the grace of God will be able to do well. I just showed you Ikeja Hotel, already 35%. Do you know if I leave this stock in 6 months, I probably will be getting up to, let me be conservative, between 70% to like 100 or 150% profit within 6 months. There are times maybe within 3 months that can happen. I mean, the stock market is so powerful, so powerful, all right? But you need proper guidance to identify companies with profitable shares to buy. Then buy the quantity of shares you can afford. Don't allow anybody to pressure you. Don't borrow money to buy shares. I have seen people borrow money to buy shares, and see, don't do that. Wealth creation is a journey, all right, and it is step by step. Start from wherever you are. Even if your salary is 10,000 naira per month, you can decide that, oh, I'm going to be buying shares 2,000 naira every month. You will be shocked. Over a period of time, you're already a millionaire. It's true. It's true. The problem is not how much you make. It is what you do with the amount of money that you make. That's what really matters. Okay? So buy the quantity of shares that you can afford. 1,000, 5,000, 50,000, 100,000, 1 million, as the case may be. Then, wait and make some profit. How do you make profit again? Remember, capital gains and what? And dividends. That is it. So you just wait a little bit. I advise my students to have some shares that they are going to hold for 1 year and above, and then some shares that they are going to just hold 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, make some good amount of profit, they pull out. There are different categories of shares you can, leverage on for a few months, and some for, above a year. There, I will recommend them eventually for you. Once you have made some profit, what do? Sell your shares and withdraw your money. It's as simple as that. And by the time you withdraw your money, if you have a better project to do, maybe you want to buy a landed property, fine, you can go ahead, buy a plot of land, start planning your building and all of that. Or if it's a car project you are already looking forward to, you can use stocks, the stock market, to raise money for any kind of project. It is very, very possible. All right, but the truth is that, based on what you have heard me share so far, the stock market, starting your investment journey in the stock market, is like learning how to drive. If you decide to learn how to drive on your own, I can guarantee you the tendency for you to crash is very high. It is the reason why many people will have to identify somebody who already knows how to drive, maybe by enrolling in a driving school, so that this person can teach you. Maybe 2 weeks, 1 month, you already become a master, and you can drive alone on your own. What am I saying in essence? You may not be able to leverage the stock market very well to make a lot of money without a mentor. I'm telling you the truth. The way to actually arrive faster is when you go with somebody who has been on that trip before. That's the truth. And this is the role of a mentor in your life, in any endeavor that you embark on. It's not only investing in the stock market, in business, in education, and all of that. You need a mentor. You need somebody who has gone where you want to go. And by the grace of God, I've been in the stock market for almost a decade now, almost 10 years by the grace of God. And, we've seen the ups and downs and all of the things. And I can guarantee you that by the grace of God, you can leverage on this wealth of experience of mine. So this is the second part of the training I told you about, where you will need to take a very important action at the end of the day. So will you agree with me that I have shared value? Have you received value so far? Have you received value so far in this masterclass? If you have received value so far, I want you to type money. Type money. If you have received value so far from this masterclass, go ahead and type money. Type money in the comment section below. So quickly, I want to introduce to you the Stock Market Investment Masterclass course. Okay, it's a course that I created to teach you how to invest in the Nigerian and the US stock market respectively. And this is the highlight of the course content. The course is hosted on Seller. All right, seller.com. Some of us know Seller. If you don't know Seller, well, I will just run through the highlight of the course content. Module 1, we have introduction to stocks and shares. Listen, I went further than what we have discussed right now to dig deep into what you need to understand as a beginner in the stock market. It doesn't matter even if you're already investing. There are things you need to know. I hope you know that there are majorly two players in the stock market. We have the traders, and then we have the investors. All right? And even among the traders and the investors, we have retail traders, and then we have retail investors. We also have institutional traders and institutional investors. See, listen to me. You need to jump on this. You need to jump on this. All right? Now, in module 2, I explained what I captioned the M cube of wealth creation. The M cube there talks about 3 M's that you need to understand, to know before you can create wealth, before you can be wealthy. It has to do with understanding how to make, manage, and multiply money. All right. And I explained everything in module 2. Making money requires you to offer value. When you solve problems for people, you will be paid. That's how to make money. Managing money requires you to budget. And I explained how to actually budget, because money is 3-dimensional. Money has a past, a present, and a future. I'm not going to explain that. Everything is in the course. Listen, this is not a stock market investment course. It is literally a wealth creation course. I can guarantee you. In module 3, I explained developing investment mindset. Yes, there is the mindset that you need to develop if you are going to be successful. And in module 4, how to create your stocks and shares investment plan. So, to become a millionaire is very easy if you have a plan. And that's what I did in module 4. I drew a plan. With that plan, by the grace of God, you can hit your first 1 million naira over the next couple of months, okay, a year or thereabout, depending on how much you earn from your business or your job. So there is a plan. It's not like we are buying shares emotional. There is a plan, and that plan is to become rich, to become wealthy. All right. You may want to also take a look at that. In module 5, how to create your stocks and shares investment account, where you get your CSCS and your CHN numbers. In module 6, how to deposit money from your bank account into your stocks investment account. In module 7, how to place order and buy the shares of different companies. In module 8, this is for me, I think the most important part of the course. 99% guarantee strategies for identifying and buying highly profitable shares with 50% profit and above per year. You see that now? So there are websites and platforms that I recommend that my students have subscribed to. We get reports regularly. We track and analyze stocks. And by that, we are able to project that this stock is going to rise. No, this one may not rise. So we are not buying this, we are buying that. I explain all of these things right there. Okay? And then in module 9, how to sell your shares and withdraw your funds to your bank account. The good thing is that you are not only going to learn how to identify shares that will do well and all of that. For the first few months, in fact, not just few months, regularly, I recommend stocks that you can buy as a beginner. Or even if you are already investing, maybe you're already in our community, I will keep recommending. It's an advantage that you have for getting this course. And in module 10, I did what I call the 1 million naira investment challenge. Remember, I told you before that the first target I give to my students is 1 million naira challenge. That's what I do. So I create a system whereby, by the grace of God, over a few months, you can eventually become a millionaire, no matter where you are in your finances at the moment. And of course, there are bonuses. I also recommended a couple of books on personal financial management and investment for wealth creation. Then you have a free ticket to join our investors community mentorship platform for life, lifetime mentorship. There we are going to be meeting every week. I'm going to be teaching you some more things about the stock market. I'm going to be showing you some opportunities I'm taking advantage of, and then how you too can leverage them every week. Okay? And of course, you have an opportunity for a one-on-one question and answer session with me, right? Not just that, okay? Before I talk about the other parts of this particular course, here is a brief highlight of the 1 million naira target that I told you about. Remember, these are some of my students. This guy, shared this with me a few weeks ago. He said, that's where I am, boss. His portfolio crossed 1.2 million naira. And take a look at this guy at the middle. He says, I can't just keep quiet. 1 million naira investment on return in just 3 weeks. It's plenty. He actually gained 103% profit in Oando PLC. Remember the Oando that delivered 350% for us? That was last year, actually. This guy was able to invest 1 million naira. His money doubled in 3 weeks. So you see what we're talking about? And there are more testimonies, as you can see from my screen. This guy chatted me up. That was last month. He said, good morning, boss. I just hit the 1 million naira target. You can see for yourself, right? And the news is on and on and on. These are other ones, 1.8 million, 1.6 million. And then take a look at this guy. In 2 weeks, was able to make 400,000 naira plus from still investing in some of the stocks that I recommended. And then he said, thanks to Coach Lucky for the knowledge. And not just Nigerian market, take a look at US stocks as well. This particular investor was able to gain 165% profit, and this happened within a space of 2 months. 2 months. And then another stock here at the right. I know probably you have heard of ETF. Have you heard of ETF, S&P 500? One stock that you can buy in the US stock market that will cover 500 companies. Tesla, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, all of them will be in one stock. You just buy it. Yes, so I recommended this. She has been able to gain 42.48%, and our portfolio on this is about $3,476 on this S&P 500 alone. See, the testimonies are so much, but it's not about me or these people. It's about you listening to me right now. So you may be wondering, how much is this course? How much? Considering the value you will get, how this course will help you make a lot of money. The truth is that it will be worth it if I decide to charge you 200,000 naira, or even 300,000 or 500,000 naira for this course. Imagine the other guy that made 1 million naira in 3 weeks. If I charge you this, it will be fair. But I have to consider the state of the economic situation of our country. All right. And for that reason, now let's do it this way. The course is hosted live on Seller, and it is going for 49,800 for the Nigerian stock market investment course. All right. And then 99,600 for the full package, Nigerian plus US stock market investment course. However, hold on. I like to show people who are fast action takers what I call unfair advantage. And what do I mean? I'm going to give you this masterclass course. I'm going to give this masterclass course to the first 10 people who will take it for a whopping discount sum of 24,900 for the Nigerian stock market investment course, and then 49,800 for the full package Nigerian plus US stock market investment course today. After today, the price returned back to the original price. And it's not just that. There are other bonuses I'm going to be sharing with you. By the grace of God, I've also done teachings on how to start a recharge card printing and distribution business. I've taught it in my physical classes, online classes, and I had to create a course on how to start a recharge card printing and distribution business. From home alone, you can print your recharge card, MTN, Airtel, Glo, any kind. All right? So I created a small course. I'm going to add it as a bonus to you. Not to everybody, to the first 10 people. For the first 10 people, you get that course as a bonus course. Then by the grace of God, check the total number of my subscribers on my YouTube platform. My platform is monetized and YouTube pays me, okay, regularly based on the fact that I'm monetized. So I also created a platform, a small course that will teach you how to create a YouTube channel, monetize it, and start making money from YouTube. You can literally make an average of $50 to $100 every month from YouTube. You see that apart from the stock market course, I'm giving you this YouTube monetization course for free. So these platforms will help you make money, and then you put it in the stock market. The stock market will help you multiply the money. It's as simple as that. Not only that, more bonuses. Somebody say more bonuses. Now, I will also give you my top 3 premium ebooks for free. The first ebook, How to Pay Off Debt Faster, 5 proven ways that I use to get out of debt. This ebook is sold for 5,000 naira, but you are getting it for free. Number 2, why you should start your own business. And then number 3, how to save money effectively. Free ebooks worth 15,000 naira. So let's take the total value of this particular offer that I'm giving to you right now. Number 1, the Stocks and Shares Investment Masterclass course. If you are getting the Nigerian package, remember the original price, 49,800, but you are getting it for 24,900. And then the full package, Nigerian plus US stock market, 99,600, but you are getting it half the price. Then the recharge card printing business blueprint is worth 25,000 naira, but you are getting it for free. The YouTube monetization masterclass, 25,000 naira. how to pay off debt. The 3 ebooks are 15,000. So when you put it together, if you are getting a Nigerian stock market package, you are getting a whopping total value of 114,800 for only 24,900. And then if you are getting the full package, Nigerian plus US stock market investment cost, you are getting a whopping total value of 164,600, but for only 49,800. Can you imagine that? So where can you get this kind of massive offer? So I'm giving you this massive value pack cost for 24,900 for the Nigerian stock market investment cost, and then 49,800 for the full package Nigerian plus US stock market investment cost today. Only 10 people. And as you can see, a lot of people have gotten this course in the past few months, and over a year now, people keep buying this course. And there are testimonies of changed lives all over. Take a look at this guy's testimony right here. I had to cover the names for the sake of privacy. It says, sorry for the lengthy VN. It said, but straight to the point. I am overjoyed and wish to share the testimony that by meeting you about a year ago and following your teachings and studying many materials on finance and money, I have saved and invested my way to almost becoming a millionaire. The guy's portfolio, he shared it with me, currently is about 940 something thousand naira. By now, the guy should be a millionaire. So you see that now? It says in less than 1 year, from a state of zero savings and investment in the past, to God be the glory. Amen. So you see, powerful testimony. This guy here says, good evening, sir. God bless you, sir. This year, I pray to God to save up 1M. At that point, I only have 100K. By following you, I have saved 1M by investing in stocks and buying shares. God bless you richly. I was very much afraid initially. 1 million naira was too big to achieve. But now, by following you, I'm now a millionaire. Can you imagine? Ordinary people. The first guy, no savings. The second one, from 100K, they are now millionaires. Listen, we have a goal in my community to raise 100 millionaires in the next 10 years. And I can guarantee you that we are going to exceed it. But the question is, will you be will you be one among those 100 millionaires that are going to be raised between now and the next 10 years? It is up to you to decide whether you are going to be part of those millionaires. There are more testimonies, but time will not permit us to go through them. Currently, by the grace of God, over 2,000 people have gotten this course. More than 2,000 people. This is Seller, my dashboard on Seller. I have students from Nigeria, students from Cameroon, students from Ghana, students from the UK, students from the US, and many other countries outside of Nigeria. Okay? They are investing both in the Nigerian stock market and many of them in the US stock market. Listen, do not wait. Do not wait. If you want to take your slot among the first 10 people today to get the Nigerian stock market investment course, pay the discount price of 24,900 to the account details on your screen. To these account details, please do not be a victim of, all of these people who are trying to outsmart people of their money. Please, this is the designated account number. Pay 24,900 to this account number on your screen. You can write it down somewhere or just screenshot it so that you can be very fast. All right, 015-911-6406. It is GT Bank, and this is my name right here, Lucky Johnson. All right, and if you want to get the full package, Nigerian plus US stock market investment course, pay the discount price of 49,800 to the account details on your screen. All right, listen, once you have done that, I know for many of us, you are already in our WhatsApp platform. All right, you can send a message to me directly through this number. All right, for confirmation and access to the course, send your payment proof to the WhatsApp number below, 081-0545-2799. Please do a screenshot of this number right now. But the thing is that this number is among the admins, is one of the admins in the WhatsApp group. So just look for it, click on it, and then you send your payment proof so that you can get faster access to the course. You will get access to the course immediately, and then you can start watching it, start learning. And I believe by the grace of God, in 24 hours to 72 hours, your accounts and everything will be ready. You will start buying shares. I can guarantee you. All right. So if you are getting the Nigerian stock market investment course, once you pay 24,900, send it to, of course, pay to this account details like I've shown you before. All right. Then you send your payment proof to this phone number on your screen. Then you can write, I just paid for SASIM. Then if you are paying for the full package, the Nigerian plus the US stock market investment course, then you write, I just paid for SASIM X. SASIM X, so that we can quickly differentiate and then we can process it immediately. You get access to the course and start learning. Listen to me. If you become number 11 after 10 persons, I'm sorry, you have to pay the original price, okay, for the course. And I cannot guarantee whether you will get access to the bonuses that I mentioned, the YouTube course, the recharge card printing course, and the other bonuses. Listen, this is a lifetime opportunity that I'm offering you. Honestly, many of us, you already found the love of your life. You want to get married, but money is not there. Some of us, you want a dream car. Your family is enlarging, yourself, your wife. You keep trekking under hot sun to church, to the places you go to, because there's no car. You can literally use the stock market to raise money within a period of time and buy a good car for yourself. So which project do you currently have right now that you want to embark on? I can guarantee you, if it is money dependent, if it requires money, the stock market can help you raise that money to embark on that project. All right? I love this quote from one of my mentors, Les Brown. It says, if you want to be rich, watch what rich people do and do them. And watch what poor people do and don't do it. It's as simple as that. And I can guarantee you, rich people invest, especially in the stock market. Dangote invests in the stock market. Elon Musk invests in the stock market. Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, all of these guys invest in the stock market. Then why don't you start investing in the stock market beginning from today? So rush to make your payment right away, okay? As you can see this right here. If you want the Nigerian stock market, 24,900, the full package, 49,800. This is the account details to pay to. Once you pay to this account details, go ahead, get the phone number here on this next page, or look for it among the admins, send your receipt, and then you get access to the course immediately. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this masterclass. So hurry up so that you don't become number 11. Bye.